I remember the first time I realized my students saw me as more than just Mr. Tanner, the math teacher. It was my second year of teaching high school algebra, and one day, I walked into the classroom and noticed a small note on my desk. It was folded neatly, and on the front, written in a loopy script, were the words, "Open me." Inside the note read, "Just wanted to say I love your class. You make math interesting, and I look forward to every lesson. Thanks for being awesome." At first I thought nothing of it. A nice innocent note from a student who enjoyed my teaching. But then, similar notes started appearing almost daily, with phrases like, "Your smile makes my day," and "You're the best part of my week." Over time, I caught one of my students, Emma, glancing my way whenever I was at the front. She'd go red if I ever called on her, and she'd make sure to stay after class to ask questions about the lesson, questions she clearly already knew the answers to. I'd answer patiently, but I couldn't ignore the subtle glances or the small, almost bashful smiles. It was flattering, sure, but also a little strange. I was there to teach math, not to be a high school crush. Then, things escalated. One afternoon, I found a small gift on my desk, a bracelet with the words, "Best Teacher Ever" engraved on it. No note this time, but I had a feeling I knew who left it. I decided it was time to address it before it got more complicated. After the next class, I asked Emma to stay behind. Gently, I told her I appreciated her enthusiasm for math and her effort in my class. I explained that as her teacher, my role was to help her learn, and that meant keeping a professional distance. I saw her face fall a bit, and I felt a twinge of guilt, but she nodded in understanding. From that day on, things felt more normal again. Emma still came to class and still worked hard, but the notes stopped, and she no longer lingered after lessons. I was relieved, though I could tell she was a little embarrassed, maybe even hurt. Looking back, I realize these kinds of harmless crushes are natural for some students. Sometimes, when you're young, admiration and respect can easily blur into infatuation. It reminded me of my own teenage days and how much we sometimes seek connections, even if they're just fleeting, and it made me more mindful of how I interact with my students, always respectful, always encouraging, but with the boundaries clear. Teaching isn't just about algebra, it's about navigating all these human elements too. And sometimes, that's the hardest lesson of all.